All right, we're back. Had to make sure, had to take a quick look, make sure I was still recording. All right, did the first section on Orlando. Let's talk about Cleveland now. Cleveland started the game off rough. I haven't looked at the shot chart or anything like that, but obviously we could see by this graph they were down. What's the highest point? Was this 18? 47-29. Let's say second quarter. And of course I clicked the wrong one, but let me see. Gary Harris makes a three. I'm still clicking the wrong one, but it's okay. I definitely just clicked the wrong one. I don't know which one I clicked. Well, Gary Harris just made a three, so cool. 18-point lead. Let's look. And they don't look like to have 29 points going. 4 minutes left in the second quarter is 80s and 90s basketball. Yeah. 47 points. And today's NBA is not that much either, but the thing is, it shows that Orlando really didn't score that well in the second half. I need to actually break down these numbers a little more. But this is part of we're going to look at to see what their issue was because obviously they were struggling a good bit against Orlando early on. And the thing is, and I mentioned in an earlier video, having Franz, having Paolo, and then you have other big guys out on the court too, does not help. Jonathan Isaac 6'10", Franz 6'10", Wendell Carter I think is 6'10". So that makes it tough. But you do have a guy called Donovan Mitchell who can get you a bucket. So that's who we're about to look at. Evan Mobley, he's good defensively. Offensively, still needs to work on his game. We'll take a look at him. And Darius Garland's the other one. Right now, three key players that's playing. Also, who I like off the bench, who I've just as a pure score, Karis LeVert. I like him a lot. Shot well, points per possession. Ooh, struggle with that. Was pretty good this game too. So, but let's start off with Donovan. Donovan had 39, 11 to 27. Not necessarily the best field goal percentage. His points per possession was still good though. Let's take a look. Had 9 rebounds in the game as a guard. That's really good. How many assists did he have? 5 assists. Yeah, you really can't ask him to do. You can ask him to do more. You can always ask him to do more, but let's say game sevens are usually a lot tougher. So for him to be able to do this, and he just had 50 the night before. I'm actually interested to see what he's averaging these playoffs. From game score of 29.8, probably the highest out of everybody. Yeah, Paolo had 26.5. But let's dive in a little bit deeper with Donovan. 2 for 8 from 3. That's okay. I'm interested to see how well he's been playing. So actually on points per possession, he's just been average these playoffs, which is interesting to see. Yeah, I'm about to compare them regular season numbers, but 201 points in 7 games. It's not quite 30 points a game. That's close though. 28.7. Makes sense. Field goal 45% from the field. What did he shoot from the 3 in this series? 25% from the 3. So that probably a major reason why he's just average. Turnovers are down. That's good. Okay. Now let's compare to the regular season. Get an idea what we're looking at. So he's very good in the regular season. 46% from the field. Good for a guard. Average 26 a game. That's what you like to see. Turnover percentage right about the same. So that's what you want to see from Donovan Mitchell. Really, some of your top scorers in the game. We're going to kind of see what his play types were. I'm going to start with the playoffs. Pick and roll ball handler, probably high pick and roll if I take a guess. Transition, very good. Donovan is athletic. Spot up, very good. I'm looking at the regular season. I thought it was playoffs. I was like, I'm over here thinking, how is he average if everything's good? Okay. So pick and roll in the playoffs, Transitions just stayed very good, but he was mostly in the pick and roll, which was average in the playoffs. The regular season, he's actually very good at it. Does it almost 40% of the time. We saw in the playoffs, he does it more. Transitions, he was very good, excellent in the regular season, 63%. This is the point I was talking about Paulo in the previous video. Paulo needs to get to this point. If he can be in transition, instead of being good in transition, he become very good, become excellent. That will change his game. Spot up, 42%, very good. Isolation, he doesn't isolate as often as I thought, to be honest with you. He's good at it, which is smart though. You know what you're good at, stick to it. Pick and roll ball handler, you're very good. Spot up, you're very good. You're excellent in transition. Stick to what you're good at. Makes a world of a difference. As a pick and roll ball handler, if I had to take a guess, high pick and roll. Yep, 77% of the time. Everybody does high pick and roll. Don't like to pick a side on it. Probably drives right a little bit more, then he goes left. Makes sense. He is right-handed. Well, that's not necessarily true. I'm right-handed. I like to go left. I feel like I can get my shot off a little easier. All right, let's come back up here. Go back to playoffs. Let's see what types of shots he shoots, and then we'll dive into looking at what he shot. Okay, his jump shot was bad. Clearly, 25% on his jump shots. That's not going to get done. He must have did well getting to the basket. His runner was 68%. This is what I was mentioning about Franz earlier. He needs to get to this type of level. If he can do that, something like this in the playoffs, it would have been a different series. It probably wouldn't even went 7 if Franz could do that. Same with Paulo, because Paulo is actually not good at the rim either, which is surprising. But yeah, Donovan, good at the rim, good at his layups. Got 3 dunks. Okay. So let's go back to the regular season. I want to see what. So he's good. He's a good jump shooter, not a great one, or very good. He's good when he's guarded. He's average when he's. That's interesting. It's interesting. I wonder if he's just thinking about it too much. Dribble jumper, very good. Makes sense. I think it's 39, almost 40%. My screen didn't went haywire. Not sure. Not sure why. I came back. Okay. The runner is just average, 42%. His layups, very good. Dunks, 78% on the dunks is poor. Yeah, makes sense. I'm thinking you probably should be able to make most of your dunks, 90%. Yeah, his runner's just average himself. But he's good on his jump shots. So in the regular season, let me state that. In the regular season, he's good as far as percentage. Now, the thing is, he does not shoot 40% from any of his jump shots. He's right under 40. But he doesn't shoot at a 40% clip on any of the jump shots, which is surprising. So he's actually doing well when he gets to the rim, but on his jump shots, he's not. And it's still considered very good, average on this one, but surprising. You would think something would be at 40. This is the closest thing to it. His dribble jumper, and it looks like his dribble jumper out of his possessions, 71% of the time. No, that can't be true. Yeah, no, that is true. 71% of the time, it's a dribble jumper. Huh. Maybe that's why his catch and shoot isn't that great. So he's playing. He's definitely playing off the dribble every time. Yeah. Easy to figure that out. Okay. Types of jump shots. I didn't even dive into this with other guys. So the medium he is great at. Are you serious? Why does it say possession 493 long 3 points? Wait a minute. And I need this to get back better because I don't understand. I need to understand what this does. It mean it's like starting the possession, because this just says 37%. That's not necessarily. It's saying good. Well, this one's excellent at 47. Short 46 probably should be better, but good. I don't think this is good at 37% from a long. I wonder when it says long three, does it just mean a 3 point shot or does it actually mean a very long three? Because that's 37, like if you're shooting like Trey Young range, then okay, cool. But 37 for a regular three, no, that's not acceptable. Well, it's a good shot, but I feel like Donovan should be closer to 40. Yeah, because these are regular threes. Yeah, no. Well, I guess 30. That's tough. That's tough because the NBA, the way shooters are now, it makes it seem like you need to be shooting. That was a longer three. It makes it seem like if you're not shooting 40%, you're not a good shooter. But yeah, but the thing is, he doesn't. I'm gonna have to go to his jump shots just in the regular season because he's only shooting on a regular jump shots. He's only shooting 30. Not only, but he's shooting 38, 39%. I remember listening to a podcast. And Donovan wears a size 15 shoe. I'm like, Donovan only like 6'1". That's crazy. Okay, okay. These are regular threes, by the way. Yeah, these aren't like Steph range threes or Steph bombs or anything like that. Okay, let's go back to his catch and shoot. I would need to see. Oh man, I need to see what he's shooting from the three. 38% on a catch and shoot from three. His triple jumper 35, almost 36. Shot 36, almost 37% from three. Okay, what I just saw down here. Okay, so this is basically 3 point inside the 3 point. So he's excellent inside the 3 point arc. Might need to might need to stay in that range. Let's look at some of these possessions. This saying he's excellent in there. Let's look at this as this because Donovan's a good player. Donovan been a good scorer, been a 20 point scorer ever since he came into the league. Now I do know he's been playing through some injuries. I do know that. So that part of the game, Franz and Paulo, if they can get that part of the game, and you can see Paulo working at it. But if both of them get better at that, yeah, that was a long three. You should never took that. Yeah, you should never took that. Well, clearly the nose injury or something right here. That's just a long two. So that's not necessarily the best possession. If you had to, oh, and they're down by 32. Oh no, is that 32? No, it's not. It's 22. Well, for somebody at 47%, that doesn't seem three misses in a row already. So I'd like to see a make before I turn this off. He's shooting a lot in this game. He's shooting a lot of long twos, and as we mentioned earlier, dribble jumpers. Well, these are the Wizards. No, it's the Houston. So I don't think we're going to get a make. All right. I don't think we're going to get a make. He needs to shoot a little. I wonder if there's a stat to see if he can shoot a little closer. Okay, I'm not getting a make. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I tried to get a make. I guess I could have just went to field goal made, but yeah, I had too many misses were going in a row. But okay, so Donovan Mitchell likes the dribble jumper, obviously. Um, actually, let me cumulative box score. I guess I could have just came here for for the other stats. Okay, I know now. I know now. If I want to check a team, just come to cumulative box score. Okay. As far as points, Donovan led the team in points. Makes sense. I didn't realize Jared Allen was second. Oh, not on a per game basis. Okay, but still, that is good though. Struce was. Yeah, these Miami guys. Don't play the same when they're outside of Miami, but I'll leave that for another day. All right, Evan Mobley at 58%, Jared Allen at 63, Garland 44, and 46. Okay. Now, when I look at Evan Mobley's, I know. Let me see if he's improved on these threes. I don't think he did. Might have went too far, but I do know. Let me see. Do they have his rebounds? Total rebound 9.3. I guess they're really splitting rebounds between the two, and that's probably why their rebound total isn't necessarily the highest. Evan Mobley shot 37% from three. Oh, on .7 threes a game. Okay. Okay. And Darius Garland doesn't take as many threes as I thought he would have as either. Takes four a game. So, because a lot of times your shooters are taking 8 threes a game, it looks like sometimes. But this is good for Donovan. Player minutes. I'm just going through stuff now, so just bear with me. All right, it's going through the regular season. And I guess you could play all the. I'm pretty sure I can just check what games I want to look at. All games for this team. 0 out of 55 selected. All right, cool. Anyway, so Donovan, of course, their team, the Cavaliers team top scorer. Yeah, it's gonna have to be that way. He's going to have to be effective for them to win, especially playing Boston. Just good overall team defense. Jaylen Brown's probably going to wind up guarding him, and Jaylen Brown's actually pretty good at defense. And actually talking about defense, let's look at Donovan. Let's see how he fares on the defensive end himself. Says he's very good. It says opponents shoot 38% against him, so that's a good sign. That helps, but it also helps that you have Jared Allen and Evan Mobley on the backside. So just taking a look at Donovan. Donovan, just a good score overall. Next guy we're gonna look at is Evan Mobley. Evan Mobley had 11 points today. Let's see, 5 blocks. Those blocks were crucial. Crucial. Yeah. Yeah, because you can't. Oh, it's considered a block? Okay. That's nice. Yeah. Yeah. It's like a mini Wimby, which is funny to say because he's about 7. I'm pretty sure Mobley's 7 foot. Let me look real quick. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Mobley's 7 foot. So Tristan Thompson actually got minutes today. Now I'm looking at the stats. Evan Mobley, what they have at? They have at 6'11". I want to say Jared Allen should be 7 foot. Jared Allen's 6'9". When did that happen? I always thought Jared Allen was 6'11" himself. Maybe the afro. Yeah. Yeah, might as well watch all 5 of them since we have them here. Yeah, but this is probably what's helped. Yeah, it makes his defense so. And you got Wagner look like trapped down there. But that's the part of his game that is great. Interested in looking at his breakdown too. In the playoffs, he's been averaging under 50% from the field. As a big man, he's got to be better than that. What did he average this series? Average 12 points a game. Interested in his defense, looking to see what that was. Defense was excellent. I was assuming it was going to be 34% against them. You can live with that. Yeah, because his points per possession on offense is close to 1 on as average at best in the playoffs, but it's excellent. So you can make up for that difference quite easy. In the regular season, let's take a look. I'm assuming it's going to be good. Very good. Yes, 58%. Well, 58% should get you very good. Shooting 37% from 3 should get you very good as well. So it makes sense. I'm assuming on defense is going to be very good or excellent. Yeah, excellent. Opponents shot under 40% against them. One day when I stat Wimby, I'm interested to see. I'm gonna stat Wimby and Rudy Gobert. So I'm interested to see by points per possession which one is actually better. Because when you start talking about the defensive player of the year, we need to really figure that out. But all right, let's go back offensively. Regular season, Evan Mobley was good in his possessions. Let's look at his play types. In the regular season, he's very good at cutting to the basket. Pick and roll man, he's actually not. He's average in those possessions. Spotting up, he's good. 44%. Good. Offensive putbacks, okay. So he's pretty much he cuts to the basket a lot of times. It seemed like, but everything else he does almost evenly. Not quite. A little more pick and roll than anything. Cuts to the back. Well, yeah, I would hope he cuts to the basket, being almost 7 foot. And isolation, I feel like that should not, unless he's doing like isolations in the post area. It really shouldn't be. He's not really that type of guy. Not really part of his game. Let's see where in the playoffs where he was struggling at. He was struggling at cuts to the basket. It seemed not really. He shot 73%. I would say points per possession. He was at 1.3. Was he turning the ball over? Oh yeah, he's turning the ball over 10% of the time. Um, True shooting attempts. That's interesting. Percent shooting foul. 20% shooting foul. I feel like that's a good number, but you never know until you actually dive a little deeper. But in pick and roll, which the game is turned into, he's got to be better than that because even in the regular season, I want to say he was just average at the pick and roll. So this is a part of his game. If he increases, he could just even amplify his game even more. Back to the playoffs. Spot up. Shouldn't be spotting up. That says 15% of the time. That should be definitely lower than that. Well, he shot 37% from three. That's good. And might need, yeah, the transition. Got to think of how he's built. Transition should be higher, and then make the spot up lower. But he shot a good percentage, but still, I would want that lower for him. Shot types, field goal attempts. Okay, and this is what I meant. I would want him shooting less, just jumpers. His jump shot 37%, average 35 catch and shoot, unguarded 38%, 33 when guarded, dribble jumper 40%. It's actually better than Donovan Mitchell's, but he doesn't take as many. So yeah, he took 32. Donovan took like 400. His runner is below average, so he just at the rim really. Yeah, his dunks. Okay, yeah, dunk the ball, tip ins, layups. Yeah, so that's where he needs. And it sucks because he did shoot 37% from three, but he needs to be at the basket. He can shoot the ball, and I guess you don't want to just predominantly play at the basket, but it seems because so when charting AD earlier, AD was similar. AD when he cuts to the basket, I want to say he shot high 60s or maybe 70% himself, similar to Evan Mobley. So if he can, let's see, yeah, because the jump shot is here, but when he actually cuts to the basket, it's at 74%. That's what he needs to. If he can, that's what he needs to do. Let's look at some of these possessions. It shouldn't be like Donovan. Looking at Donovan over here, said he was doing a. Forget that. Yeah, cut to the. That's easy. Yeah, JT. Yeah, so that's. I would not want him doing that. Yeah, you could tell that wasn't gonna be the best possession for him. Yeah, I would want him in plays where they can just get him to the basket, whether it be off of a broken play, this like something like this, then throw a lob to him. That's what I want. He's just not strong enough. And he probably did get fouled, but yeah, it just wasn't strong enough. Oh well, it's funny how the play works just like that. Yeah, see, a lob. That's what I want him to do. So maybe he needs to play instead of the short corner, how the game is designed now. Probably needs to play at the 3 point line, not to shoot the three, but to dive to the basket. And once he does that, be good to go. Yep, because that's what I want him to do right here. Yeah, and that was really pick and roll. So I don't know why they didn't consider that pick and roll, but yep, here goes another play right there. Yeah, yeah, that's what I would want him to do. I want Mobley cut into the basket. Yeah, forget all this other stuff. Because in the playoffs, what is he shooting? Shot types below average. Yeah, 26, 27, 26% on his jump shots. Don't need that. You really don't. You don't need it. 3 from 8, unguarded. Especially when you hook. You only shot 9 hooks, but you're 77% from them. Say get to the what in the world? Now this right here is unacceptable. 38% from the layups. Now 86% from your dunks. I don't 13 for 15. I don't know how that's below average or why it's below average. Unless maybe is it showing like block shots or I wonder why it's got it below average. Because you're making your shots most of the time. I don't know. Maybe they're saying he's not doing it, not doing enough. He should have more dunks. I don't know, but yeah, 38% from layups. Yeah, no, and that's honestly probably why his field goal attempts is under 50% because because that's a major part of his game. Yeah, you can't do that. Now why? Okay, so what is he just? Actually, I'm interested in seeing why because it's saying poor because and we know he can make layups. And I'm just looking at the playoffs. I want to understand a little bit better why Mobley is. Oh well, because he's trying to create for himself. That's not his. That's not part of his game. That's part of the problem. Yeah, he doesn't need to create for himself. Yeah, have Garland. Yeah, if Levert, yeah, I'm pretty sure Levert can do something too. Uh, yeah, yeah. I think we saw earlier. Not really good. They need to get him in just diving actions. He probably should just accept well, he's not going to accept. Yeah, yeah. I was going to say probably make that one because that's cutting to the basket. That's what he needs to do. He probably make this one. Ooh, there go. Hey, look, there go the great Jonathan Isaac right there on defense. Okay, we're not gonna see the rest of the play. Anyway, yeah. So that's just what he has to get better at. Long threes. Well, three. Well, let's stop selling long threes. These 11 threes. I know you shot 37% from three in the regular season. I really do, but I need you to get to the basket. I need you to get to the basket. You shot. Did he shoot 59 of them? Yeah, shot 59 of them. Made 22. Okay, good. Okay, that's cool. But when you go to the rim, 57% on layups, which needs to get higher, to be honest. But 94% on your dunks. And I guess you gotta create space for yourself too, so they don't just try to compact the paint on you. But you work on this right here, the runner, that unlocks everything. Because now even if they pack the paint, you just have a nice little float game right before you even get to the rim. So that's a few things with Mobley, but defensively, let me just go ahead and shift that over. Field goal attempts 39%. Uh, really, people on the catch and shoot were 41%. They're saying below. That's below average. Really? I feel like that's not that bad, right? What, 4 out of 10 times somebody scores on you? Okay, maybe. Still not that bad. Cause what's the difference between that and 39? Okay, good on runners. Excellent, excellent at the rim. Cause obviously you see people shooting 57, 60% at the rim. I'll say dunks, great at dunks. Yeah, defensively, that definitely that guy. Okay, I don't even know why I came all the way out like last. Oh no, I. Oh yeah, no, that's why I came all the way out to see because I want to see what they scored this game. Okay, last one, Darius Garland. Garland, not necessarily a efficient game, shot 23% from the field, scored 12 points, but typically he's better than that. Let's see. In these playoffs, he's been average 44% from the field. What's he averaging? Averaging 14.6. Yeah, not to his regular season averages. I know that for sure. His regular season is 20, right? Or close to 20. 17.8. Now, this is interesting. In the regular season, he's actually below average on the points per possession mark. So they keep talking about trading Donovan. And Darius Garland's. All right, let me see last year. Because sometimes, it could be a year to year thing. But once you start realizing if it's an every year thing, okay, he was good last year. Okay. Yeah, you just want to make sure because 2021 average, and then now he's back to below average. Let's dive into this a little more because I didn't expect that. What do you shoot from three? Because assuming 37% from three. We're not gonna have the assist on this page. I'll get to assist. Let's go to cumulative box score. What did he shoot and what were his assists? Because this honestly is not making much sense. Because he didn't take as many threes as I thought he did. 83% from the free throw line, which is good. Rebounds, and basically no rebounds. No, 2.7. No blocks. Average game score 13.4, which is fourth on the team. Like Jared Allen might be. I wonder if it's because he didn't play every game. Averaged almost 18. Basically 18 a game. Turnover percentage, that probably has a lot to do with it. On why his point per possession is under what I consider a good mark at one. Your play type in the regular season, good on the pick and roll, average in transition, good spot up shooter. But he's in the pick and roll most of the time. Let me see something. Shoots 43% from three out of the pick and roll, 44% isolation. Now, he doesn't do it that often on the isolation side. But on spot ups, excuse me, I assumed he was a good shooter. And I'm right. He is, as far as shooting, he's good. I'll spot up. No dribble jumper if I had to take a guess. Yeah, let me look at total possessions instead of breaking it down that way. Okay. Isolation, he's average. I did 10% of the time. So spot up, it looks like he's not. And he's a smaller guard, so it makes sense why he's not necessarily the best in transition. Drives right to left, tries to even it out. Good. But when he goes left, he's better. So you need to shade him right, which is interesting to see. I didn't even really focus in on that for everybody else, but okay. So he's good when spotting up. Let's see, in these playoffs, has he been good at spotting up? He has not. He hasn't. He has spotted up less than what he did in regular season. But the average at pick and roll. Now think about it. Probably should show some game film of him, but I will in just a second. Shot type in the playoffs. His jump shots, they say it's been good. 37. What has been good? The dribble jumper's been very good. Okay. I was supposed to say nothing else been good. His runner, see, that's a part of the game. The guards have the runner. If the big guys get the runner, that would change the game for him. Because people like Franz and Paulo get to the basket. You see, get to the basket, and because they have to shoot the runner, and that's the reason why they have to get good at it. Shooting 61% in playoffs out. If if I'm Garland, we shooting that every time we get to the basket. Oh, he didn't get a foul, and then he tried to trip up a car. Yeah, because somebody like Garland can get to the basket when he wants. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so yeah, if I'm Garland, every time I get to this basket, we floating this thing up. Every time I attack, unless I have an open layup, we floating that thing. If I'm shooting 61%, can I shoot with both hands? Oh, just one. That's fine. Yeah. So in these playoffs, that's what I would be doing. The regular season, how's his runner? It was very good. It was at 51%. So I would definitely his dribble jumper is similar to Donovan. Uh, Pretty good. Okay. And his runner is very good. Yeah, he needs to. That needs to be his shot. He shoots 51% from the field on his runners. Yeah, that's what he needs to do. His layups are below average, and I had assumed so because because I was trying to figure out why his points per possession was so low, and this probably has a major reason what to do with it because he's only hitting half of his layups. And the thing, yeah, that's probably a major contributor to it. Yeah, so we didn't spend that much time on Darius, but if I was him, this that runner, I'd be shooting that a lot more. But going to back to the game, so those are your three most important players on that team. Yeah, and then you see we saw earlier looking at the Magic tape when they took over, but kind of get an idea who. Oh, actually, let me shade the Cleveland. Get an idea. You can see who to score. Karis LeVert is the next best as far as score. You have Donovan, Darius. I would put Karis over Darius. To be honest with you, I think Karis is the second best scorer. He just comes off the bench. But these are playoffs. Ooh, I was about to say. I was going to say according to Noel again. According to what I thought. Now, when I look at these numbers, it's saying, no, he really isn't. And he really isn't. I feel like I see him as the scorer, but when you start looking at the ratings, it's not like he's necessarily the best type of scorer. Is there anything else I would like to show? If we're looking at a game breakdown, looking at points, do I want to look at? I would like to look at just purely Cleveland's if I could. I could look at let's see points. Well, we talked about Darius Garland. Let's go to Darius Garland. Let's see. Let's look at his points before we before we shut this down for the night. There we go. 8 for 24 from Paolo. Yeah, that's what you want. But you realize the Magic didn't score as much in the second half. All I know, if I'm Garland, I get to the basket, the floater's coming up. Not that shot. Oh, we got a foul though. Ooh, ooh, that was tough. Yeah, yeah, that floater. That's what I'll be. If I'm him, that's what I'm shooting. And Garland, I don't know if they see him. Oh, they just foul. So, yeah, because that was the fourth quarter. But yeah, they pulled out a big win today. Yeah, proud of them. I feel like Cleveland, they've been on the cusp, and they're kind of like a youngish oldest team because if you look at let's look at Donovan. Let's look at some players' ages. You have Jared Allen, only 26. Donovan Mitchell, 27. Struce might be the oldest. Struce is 28. Garland's probably 24. Yeah, Garland's 24. Mobley's probably 23. Yeah, he's 22. Levert, hell's Levert? Levert's 29. Levert's the oldest so far. But yeah, they really their team's not old at all. They could make a run at they could make a run for years if they wanted to. It's just seeing where Donovan wants to go in the summer. But they got to play the Celtics next, and they had a good win. But now you got to look at the Celtics. Let's is it scouting reports? Let me see how you do it. So let's look in these playoffs. Let's put the Celtics versus the Cavs. Let's show the scout report. So the Cavs are 4-0 in these playoffs. 0-3 on the road. It's not necessarily the best. Boston's 2-0 at home, away, 2-1 at home. All right, you look at points per possession, leaning Boston's way. Offensively, um, let me make sure I'm reading this right. 'Cause sometimes these things look like the same number to me. Um, Points per offense 1.062. Possession. Oh, possession. Sorry, it was like I couldn't read. I've read points per possession for this. Okay, possessions. All right, Cleveland gets more possessions every game. Field goal percentage, effective field goal percentage. They're actually first, but Cleveland's actually second. But being second and being almost 8 field goal percentage points down is crazy. Turnover percentage, Cleveland's higher on that. Not necessarily a good thing, I don't think. Free throw percentage, I don't know how they're leading at 10.1% if they're at 12.5. See, I'm gonna need some clarity on this. Oh, I see what it's doing. Now. It's doing Boston's offense to Cleveland's defense. That makes more sense now. Okay, that's not what I want to see. I want to see Boston's offense. I want to see Boston's offense to Cleveland's offense. Okay, now let's do this over again. Okay, points per possession, definitely Boston, not even close. Possessions in the game, Cleveland. Field goal percentage, Boston. Turnover percentage, Boston. Free throw percentage, Cleveland slightly. Score percent, I'm not even sure what score percent is. Let's see. Let's see what that does. Does that just mean when the percent that you? Oh, probably the percent that you scored. Just put it easy. But this is what they're gonna have to deal with. The good thing is they don't have to worry about. They don't have to worry about. I forgot the dude's name, Porzingis. They have to worry about him right now. But score percentage being 46%, you score 46% of the time. That's yeah. This is what they got to watch out for. Yeah, scoring 46% of the time is a lot. Yeah, especially when you're at 42. I wonder who leads the league. 40. My goodness. I need to make a video on that. But yeah, so offensively, uh, Boston has the advantage clearly to me. They shoot better. They don't get as many possessions, but they shoot better. Defensively, Cleveland. Well, possessions don't really matter in this, but points per possession does matter. Cleveland leads, but Boston's good. Effective field goal percentage, Cleveland second. Turnover percentage, not worried about that. Free throw percentage, not worried about that. Score percentage, I am. They're pretty much even defensively. The problem is offensively. Offensively, Boston is far superior. Let me see. It's doing total possessions. Okay, yeah. Yeah, no, it's the possession per game. Yeah. Offensively, they're far superior. You could clearly see right here. So they might match up defensively. Which might get Cleveland a game, maybe two. But the offensive firepower. Now, the thing is, they have lost some firepower with Porzingis being gone. So that's one thing that Cleveland can bank on. Show top. Yeah, no, show top players. Okay. And let me just make it. Yeah, I'm looking at these playoffs. So, looking at the playoffs so far, Derek White's averaging 22.8. Oh, wow. Jason Tatum at 21.4. You never really needed him. Chris Stapps over 4 games. Okay. The top scorers Donovan at 28.7. Jared Allen, Darius Garland, Evan Mobley, Max Strus. Okay. Kind of get your idea of what your top five. Jalen Brown. I wonder. Okay. Oh, okay, I can select them. Tempo. Let's see. This is so interesting and fun to look at. Okay. Let's go to possessions per game, like we were doing earlier. So the possession we saw, but points per possession is what I think is going to be the problem. They don't score the ball as well. Even when you start looking at field goal percentage, look at points in these playoffs. Cleveland's averaging 95 points a game. Boston averaging 107. Okay, so let me do this as I'm looking at this scouting report. I know I'm looking at the playoffs, but let me take it out. Let me look at just purely the regular season to get an idea. Let me do Eastern Conference so I can look at the team. Okay. And let's take this offense versus offense again. Still, Boston was number 1. They were 12. Boston led in possessions in the regular season. Effective field goal percentage, they led. Turnover percentage, they led. Free throw percentage, Cleveland actually led. That's good. Scored 47% of the time, which is 5th in the league. 45, I feel like almost 46. Shouldn't be that far off, though. But again, offensively, this is a big difference right here on the points per possession. So it can lead Cleveland to less than game slide, especially if they're only averaging 95 points a game. Let's go back to just playoffs because I need to see defensively on the tempo side of things. Okay. Game. See, that's the thing. Cleveland defensively is way closer than offensively they are to Boston. So that might be honestly the problem. So if they really gonna have to dig down. They need Jared Allen back. That's because Jared Allen is a good defensive player. I'm just click on it real quick just to look at him. Don't want to dive too much. I know I've been talking probably for a while about this already, but I already know that Jared Allen should be either very good or excellent on the defensive side of the ball. And offensively, he's excellent. Oh, this isn't good. Average. What in the world? Let me look at the regular season. Oh, very good. Okay. Whew. But he's getting scored on more than I thought he was going to be. But wait. Jared Allen is excellent offensively, 63%. And it's probably because he plays how he's supposed to. Let's see. In this regular season, cuts to the basket is average. Pick and rolls is very good. Rebounds. Okay, it's cut. That's weird. 65% is just average? Why? 1.3. See, his points per possession is really good. Spot up. I don't know what he's spotting up for, but you need to stop. You need to stop. Don't need to post up. Isolation. Jared Allen in isolation. I gotta see this. He must be isolating in the post. Only thing I can think of. Well, let's speed this up. Where is he? Where and how is he isolating? That's getting him to the basket at all. Oh wow. And that's kind of what I expected, to be honest with you. Okay. That's not a bad isolation, though. You drove right to the basket. Okay. Shot types, I'm assuming jump shots shouldn't be that often. 33 jump shots the entire regular season. And he does what he does well: layups. Dunking is average 86%. I don't know why it's average 86%, but these two are good. At the rim, excellent. Because when they tally the numbers up, I don't care what they say about this. He's excellent when he goes to the rim. So they need that back. They're going to need him defensively. Helps to have Evan Mobley back there too. So that's what Cleveland's looking at. And Cleveland can be a strong team, but offensively they're going to need him back. They need Darius Garland to be better too. Yeah, all of them are going to have to be better. But all right, that's it. The Cleveland Cavaliers, they won their game 106-94 and off to the next round.